What you up to?
Nothing special. Why?
Just curious? Just curious? What's that?
Tonight in Nothing Special.
Spring is here! So if you feel like listening about nothing special, buy nothing special, fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the journey. Welcome to Nothing Special. Can you feel the excitement? It's here. Spring. And what comes with it? Singing birds, longer days, more sunshine and rain, of course, and the bad thing: mosquitoes, spiders, old bugs, and hay fever for those unlucky ones. Let's see what numbers say. According to statistics from Poland, 32% of people prefer spring more than any other season of the year. Top one, according to this data, is summer. Not surprising, because summer in Poland can be very, very warm and beautiful, and we can have very cold and snowy winters, but also we can have more like British weather. You have the same outfit whole year. 42% of people say that they have more energy. Everything is waking up to life, also you. And May is statistically the most common month when people fall in love. You know, the little god of love, Amor, has more energy to fly around and shoot people with their little love arrows. Good luck with that. I think for me, the spring is pretty confusing time of the year because we have more daylight and wondering what to do with all this time you have been given now. Coming out from a winter when it's cold and it's getting dark almost immediately when you wake up, that makes the day sorted. You just wake up and can snuggle back in a duvet, make a hot milk, and congratulate yourself that you survive another day. With spring is much different. Nature is waking up, everything is blooming, and you cannot snuggle anymore and hide from the world. In my private theory, this is what it's called a spring solstice. When you know something so well and feel so comfortable with it, and when it's taken away from you, with the new circumstances require changes from you, and it's very disturbing, even thinking about it. So you got this snuggly winter mood with the fireplace, hot chocolate, and a fluffy duvet, and then everything is waking up, everything is beautiful and sunny, and you just get used to this duvet, hot chocolate, and the fireplace. You have to change now to be more active. Very disturbing time of the life. I'm really curious, how does it feel in the countries with fewer seasons? So if you have summer whole year or if you have winter whole year, can you also feel like something is taking away from you and you have to get used to different situation? Let me know, because I'm curious. Okay, so 21st of March, it's the calendar spring. It's a big thing here. Let's welcome it. And there are different traditions all over the world of welcoming spring. In Poland, the most common, practiced by children in the kindergartens for fun, and possibly ages ago in Polish villages, was droning Marzanna. I'm coming with an explanation. Kids were making a doll from a grass, tree branches. I remember in my kindergarten there was also a dress made out of tissue paper, and took it to the river. Then set the doll on fire and throw her into the river, watching her floating with the current. That way they got rid of the winter, obviously only as a symbol, not like in a real thing, hoping that spring will bloom very, very quickly. Why Marzanna doll? A simple explanation. Marzanna, from the word marznąć, means freeze. Simple. So get rid of Marzanna It's spring now. This tradition was performed on the first day of spring, and during the whole procedure, people were shouting, singing, and rattling rattles. Rattling rattles, I really like this one. Just to scare away winter even more. I think there were also other aspects of this tradition, like burning the ugly doll, symbolizing winter, and bringing to the village a nice one as a symbol of spring. I don't remember this tradition particularly, but all my life I was living in a city, so I have right not to remember that. Obviously, those traditions depends on the region of the country you were in. It's complicated because depending on which area of Poland you are from, there are different words for the same item, just like a vase spoon. Don't get me started in here. Han, so this is about the tradition of welcoming spring in different countries.
Welcoming spring.
And in Poland, we got this doll. Very often the doll made of hay and some kind of sticks. I was going to say bricks, but
I think I might have seen those. I can imagine it.
The doll made of sticks and bricks.
Well, straw, yeah, straw doll.
Straw and sticks, yeah. And literally what's happening, we are just set the fire to it and
you do what?
Set the fire.
So you welcome spring by setting fire to a straw doll.
Why not? What's wrong with it?
Okay, no, carry on. What do you mean, what's wrong with it? It's like sticking pins in an effigy of someone, isn't it? It's So carry on. You've made this pretty doll and then you've burnt it.
Who said it's pretty? It should be ugly.
Oh, okay. Well, carry on. Tell me what this is about.
So this is the kind of ugly doll. You set the fire to it and you drop it to the river, throw it to the river. And literally it's drowning. This is like saying bye-bye winter. And I read that in some regions of Poland, you are actually bringing the other doll made of hay and branches, but like a beautiful dress up with the flowers. And this is, you bring that to the village to welcome the spring, yeah? That's a tradition in Poland. This is the one tradition I know, and I don't know the other ones in Poland. There are a couple others possibly, but this is the only one I know. And I remember that we did that in kindergarten. And I was curious, are there any English traditions in England to welcome the spring?
I have no idea.
Make up something quick.
Well, we have spring celebrations. I guess you have. No idea, Sweet Pea. No idea.
How about Holland? Do you remember any celebration?
I don't know what kind of thing it might be.
So I've made research, and it was pretty good research. And you can tell me if you know about Scottish tradition. Oh, do you have actually in England skipping school on the first day of spring?
Now we have skipping around the maypole when you go to the fair, and all the girls dress up pretty and they carry ribbons and they dance around a pole and they make a pretty pattern on the pole. And once they've danced and made a pretty pattern, they have to dance in reverse. Well, they don't actually go backwards, but they effectively do the same dance but backwards, so that it unties the pretty pattern on the pole.
But this is in May, yeah?
It's called maypole dancing.
Oh yeah, but this is like middle of spring, so it's not the beginning of spring. So I think we got something similar on one particular occasion in Poland. Yeah, but this is like people start getting excited about the spring, that everything is going back to life. And yeah, for example, in Scotland, yeah, well, generally I think that UK maybe not be considered as a four seasons country because you obviously got rain or more rain. That's it. That's 2 seasons. According to my research, look at this one. According to my research, on the first day of spring, druids and neo-druids, neo-pagans, neo-pagans, gather out in Stonehenge to watch the sunrise over the stones. Did you know that?
The pagans do all sorts of things around Stonehenge with various times of the year.
And various accessories, I bet. But
but I've never particularly looked into that. No.
Yeah, so possibly because you don't have a beard and you are not druid.
And I'm not pagan.
No,
That would be it.
you might be Pegasus or unicorn. How about Scottish tradition of celebrating spring? In Scotland, children in Lanark, I think that in the other part of Scotland as well,
Probably.
on the first day of March, they are running around with paper balls in hand.
So that sounds like a normal school day. What's different?
Yeah, I mean, do they actually do the war or something like that? The battle, the paper ball battle.
Yeah, what do they do? Just run around in circles with
That's
it?
what Google said.
Do you just? I mean, right, child. Here's your paper. Run. Well, for how long? And where do I run? Just round in circles, or and when do I stop?
It's
Can
the
I throw the
first day
paper
of
at you when I
March.
finish?
Yeah,
Okay,
run around.
that's strange.
But funny thing, because I think in Lanark they got this tower and they have to walk around it from whatever time it was till 6 o'clock or something. So um, that was the thing I googled, which is pretty interesting.
Hmm. What about the Big Porridge Day?
I haven't heard about it.
It's held in late spring, according to this.
Okay.
And the ritual will be at its most effective if carried out on a stormy night.
What's the details?
I don't know. Let's find out more about Porridge Day because I like porridge. Oh, it's Big Porridge Day.
So it's not any porridge. It has to
No.
be big. How big?
The porridge was poured into the sea on every headland where a wreck used to come. The next day the harbours were full. The meaning of the ceremony seems to be that by sending the fruit of the land to the sea, the fruit of the sea would come to the land. Chuck your porridge in the sea and the boats will come in okay. So it's like swapping.
Oh. But you have to do it every time you're sending boats out, or?
No, just do it in spring, just the once.
Okay, so it's
That's
like feeding fish. Don't feed the fish. Anyway, I was curious to dig deeper into how people are celebrating spring. In Switzerland, they don't burn woman doll, but a snowman doll. The end of winter is celebrated there with, apologize for wrong pronunciation, gosh, oh, that will be difficult. Schechlauten. I hope I pronounced it correctly. I read out, but please don't kill me. During which a huge fire is lit, and that is the sad end of the snowman. So literally, it's burning in a fire. But if it's not enough for the poor snowman, they stuff it before burning with some pyrotechnic materials. So the snowman departs this world with fireworks. Beautiful death. Interestingly, it's believed that if a snowman explodes in the first 16 minutes, the summer will be dry and sunny. And after the period of 10-15 minutes, it means rainy summer coming. And then, obviously, there is a party. The snowman is dead. Time to party. In Bulgaria, the first day of spring, people give each other red and white yarn rags. Red symbolizes blood and life, while white, purity and happiness. That's pretty cool. I would prefer white and red wine, but if you collect enough yarn rags, you can knit yourself a jumper. Very practical. We have to check it with our Bulgarian friends, or maybe we should actually give them white and red yarn rags and see their reaction. Ooh, that's a good idea. Bulgarian tradition of giving white and red rags, its name Maternica, from of course month name March. These yarn rags might have form of little dolls or bracelets. and you have to wear it till you spot the first blooming tree or spring bird, like a stalk. I think in UK it won't make sense as some of the trees start blooming in January, when winter is warm, of course. Confusing, very confusing. But it's not the end. When you spot a bird or a tree, you leave your maternica under the rock, hang it on a tree, or drop it in a river. Not very ecological way of getting rid of that. But still, if you want to get rid of unwanted present, you can do it. I still think that collecting them and making jumper would be a better idea. Anyway, Indian tradition, it's called Holi. Holi holiday. Also called Festival of Colors. Looking at Hindu culture, I'm really not surprised. Usually, it's organized on a day of the full moon in a month of, again, sorry for my pronunciation, Falguna. I hope I said it correctly. Falguna. In late February or early March. The party starts with a fire, people getting together, singing and dancing. The next morning, if your hangover allows you, you can join the carnival of colors. But beware, it is a wet job. The participants are chasing each other and pouring colored paints with water on one another. People visit friends, families, and enemies to share the joy of this holiday. I bet there is temptation to use the oil paint on the enemies. In Netherlands, a flower parade called, oh my gosh, let me try to pronounce it. Bloemencorso Bolenstrek, exactly, is organized to welcome spring. 12 hours parade of flower vehicles take place from Noordwijk to Haarlem. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, but you can Google that, and it's around 40 kilometers of journey. On this one is celebrated actually in April to give flowers a chance to bloom. Confusingly, Australia is celebrating similar holiday called Floriada in September. It's logical because spring begins in the south part of the globe exactly in September. It's logical, but it doesn't make sense. It's confusing enough now. Let's make it short what we can expect in different countries. Bosnia. Thousands of people flock to Zenica for Scrambled Eggs Festival. The dish is prepared in huge pans and then given away for free to people. If you are hungry, this is perfect destination for you. Go to Norway if you have sweet tooth. Because in Norway, in the spring, people visit their neighbors and give them pancakes with cold berry jam called panierkaker og multen. My pronunciation is perfect, I think. It's not. Spanish people have pyrotechnic drives and set fire to sculptures made of cardboards, plastic, wax, and wood. Those are called fallas. I mean the sculptures, not Spanish people. Fallas. Fallas with you. On the other hand, in Thailand, people are pouring water on each other. Well, I'm not sure this is rainy season in Thailand in spring, but well, why not? Japan, hanami, admiring blooming Japanese cherries. The tradition is throwing roasted soybeans into evil spirits. This is also accompanied by protective spells. Demons away, happiness come. Simple but effective. But can I eat later these soybeans or should I just leave them in a corner? I don't know. All right, we've traveled pretty far today. There is so many ways of celebrating spring. You can choose the way you like the most. I think we'll pick Bulgarian way, but instead of yawn wax, we'll go with red and white wine. Come on, it's almost weekend. No, it's not. It's just beginning of the week. Oh, don't make me depressed. Don't tell anyone. And that's all today about the spring celebration and nothing special. If you have something interesting to share, some crazy ideas or experiences, please leave a comment or drop us a message. Thanks for being here and take care wherever you are. Bye all!